Welcome to the Lure of Temptation. Each story is a personal encounter with weakness, through which each person will rise up to escape the traps of temptation around. And today we come to the topic. What if the game wasn't just on the table, but in your mind? Have you ever wondered why one win feels so good it makes you chase 10 more losses? Behind every flashing slot machine and roulette spin lies a silent psychological war, and millions are losing. Gambling has long captivated people from all walks of life. What often begins as a light-hearted pursuit, occasional bingo nights, slot machines on vacation, a bet with a friend during a sporting event, can, for some, spiral into a relentless cycle fueled by psychological and emotional forces. To truly understand gambling addiction, also termed compulsive gambling or gambling disorder, one must look beneath the surface, beyond just the hope of a big win, and delve into the intricate web of human thoughts, emotions, and brain chemistry that sustain this powerful compulsion. At its core, gambling addiction is a behavioral disorder characterized by repeated, problematic gambling behavior. It's marked by a persistent need to gamble despite harmful consequences, an inability to control the urge, and the disruption it brings to one's life, relationships, and sense of self. But why, exactly, do some people find gambling irresistible, while others walk away unaffected? The answer weaves together evolutionary roots, brain biology, psychological conditioning, and cultural factors. Let's begin with the fundamental role of the brain's reward system. When a person places a bet and anticipates the suspenseful outcome, the brain releases a surge of dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with pleasure, motivation, and learning. Dopamine provides the high of excitement, the flutter in your stomach as a roulette ball skips around the wheel, or the jolt of anticipation as cards are revealed in a poker hand. Unlike activities that sporadically reward us, gambling offers an intoxicating overlap of unpredictability and reward. Here, something called a variable ratio reinforcement schedule is at play. This term, coined by behavioral psychologists, refers to a system in which rewards are given out randomly. Sometimes you win, most times you don't, and you never know when the next payday will come. Slot machines and scratch-off tickets are potent examples. Studies have shown that this type of reward schedule is especially addictive. In fact, experiments in the 20th century showed that rats will press a lever far more compulsively when food pellets are delivered at random intervals than when they receive a predictable reward. For the human brain, the thrill of not knowing when victory will come, coupled with the rare but vivid memory of past wins, establishes a powerful motivational loop that is hard to break. As gambling becomes entrenched, the desire for dopamine overrides rational thought. Over time, the addicted brain becomes desensitized to everyday rewards. Things like eating, socializing, or exercise feel less satisfying compared to the intense rush gambling provides. This hijacking of the reward system means that quitting becomes not just a matter of willpower, but a neurological battle. Of course, the psychology of gambling addiction extends beyond brain chemistry. Emotional needs and vulnerabilities also play a central role. For some, gambling becomes a way to escape stress, anxiety, depression, loneliness, or boredom. The momentary thrill and distraction provided by the casino or online betting site serve as a powerful salve, numbing unwanted feelings and offering a sense of control or hope. Ironically, the very attempt to escape negativity often deepens it. As losses mount, the gambler experiences shame, guilt, anxiety, and a mounting sense of desperation. Many chase their losses, throwing good money after bad in the hope that the next bet will erase past mistakes and restore self-worth. This behavior is called loss chasing, or the gambler's fallacy, the false belief that one is due a win after a string of losses, despite each outcome being independent and random. Cognitive distortions fuel the cycle ever further. One common distortion is the illusion of control. Gamblers often believe that their skill or knowledge can influence inherently random games. A lottery player picks lucky numbers. A roulette enthusiast prefers certain colors or sequences. Superstitions, rituals, and personal systems can persist even in the face of overwhelming statistical evidence to the contrary. These mental shortcuts keep hope alive and convince the gambler that the next big win is just around the corner. Confirmation bias, a tendency to remember wins vividly while minimizing or rationalizing losses, also plays a role. The brain edits memory, focusing on moments of excitement, jackpot celebrations, or near misses, while pushing the disappointment of losses into the background. This skewed recall reinforces the belief that gambling is more profitable than it actually is. Social and environmental cues can further lock gamblers into their habits. Casinos and betting apps are designed to be immersive and stimulating, with bright lights, sounds, and a festive atmosphere that sustains excitement and minimizes the pain of loss. In some cultures, gambling is romanticized, or even seen as a rite of passage, making it harder for individuals to recognize problematic behavior or seek help. Friends and family members can unintentionally reinforce the cycle as well. When a person is celebrated for a big win or receives sympathy for a loss, it can shape how they perceive the risks and rewards of gambling, subtly encouraging continued play. Another facet to consider is personality. People who are naturally impulsive, sensation-seeking, or prone to risk-taking may be more vulnerable to gambling addiction. Those who have trouble delaying gratification or who thrive on novelty are more likely to be drawn to activities that offer immediate, if unpredictable, rewards. Research also indicates a strong correlation between gambling addiction and other psychiatric conditions such as substance abuse, depression, and anxiety, creating a complex web of causation and effect. Childhood experiences and family background can also predispose individuals to gambling addiction. Exposure to gambling at a young age, a lack of parental guidance, or growing up in an environment where gambling is normalized all increase the risk. For others, significant life stress, such as job loss, divorce, or bereavement, can act as a trigger, setting off a period of vulnerability where gambling seems like an alluring escape. Over time, the psychological, social, and financial costs of gambling addiction can be devastating. Debts accumulate, relationships fray, job performance suffers, and feelings of hopelessness deepen. Some individuals develop a double life, concealing their behavior, borrowing money, or resorting to theft to support their habit. Yet, while the forces behind gambling addiction are powerful, they are not insurmountable. Understanding the psychology behind the disorder is the first step toward compassion, effective intervention, and recovery. Treatment often involves a combination of counseling, cognitive behavioral therapy, support groups like Gamblers Anonymous, and, in some cases, medication to address underlying emotional issues or co-occurring disorders. Cognitive behavioral therapy is particularly effective in helping individuals identify and challenge irrational beliefs about gambling, learn new coping skills, and gradually reclaim a sense of control over their lives. Social support, whether from family, friends, or peers struggling with the same addiction, is also vital. Shame and stigma often prevent people from seeking help, so creating a non-judgmental space for understanding and recovery can make a significant difference. The allure of gambling isn't simply a matter of luck or weakness. It's a multi-layered phenomenon rooted in the way our brains process pleasure, risk, and reward, as well as how we cope with life's uncertainties and pains. By lifting the veil on the psychological mechanisms behind addiction, we empower individuals, families, and communities to recognize the warning signs, seek help, and journey toward a healthier relationship with risk and reward. In the end, understanding gambling addiction is not just about recognizing the dangers, but about affirming the complex humanity of those who struggle with it. With awareness, support, and effective treatment, recovery is possible, and hope can replace the relentless pull of the next bet. Thank you for watching The Lure of Temptation. If this message has touched you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel to gain more deep insights into the hidden forces shaping our lives. Your journey to freedom starts here. The truth is, you are not weak. You are just trapped in a system designed to manipulate your mind. By understanding the psychological mechanisms behind gambling, you can take back control. Millions have overcome gambling addiction and rebuilt their lives. You can too. It is never too late to choose a new beginning, a beginning that is free, sober, and truly whole.